Once you awaken from narcissistic abuse for this matter, and you find yourself getting hoovered back into that relationship, it is a sign that actually you haven't yet learned your lessons. And most of the times, the reason why you're getting hoovered back, that is actually a symbol that you are getting back in there to learn, to keep on learning more things about yourself, and more so to get more stronger, to prepare you, because God is actually behind the scenes preparing you for the very massive final awakening. Now, you may get hoovered depending on your situation. You may get hoovered a couple of times. You may get hoovered once, twice, thrice, 4 times. You may even get hoovered for 20 years. But at some point in time, the final awakening is going to happen. That one is going to be massive. When that massive awakening happens, like I've always mentioned in my videos, people, there's no going back. That is the massive awakening actually that is going to show you exactly the nakedness of the narcissist, the nakedness of evil, the nakedness of exactly what you've been dealing with for all these years. It is what is going to confirm to you that you're ready to meet the best version of yourself. And in this video, actually, what I'm trying to say is, once you have that massive awakening, there's no going back. First of all, let's understand these people. What I've learned along my journey is I've always been an empath from childhood. For as long as I remember, it's just because I was not yet awakened to the fact that I've always been an empath. I have always been an empath, and besides me, in my circle, in my team, all around me, there was a very huge team of parasites, spiritual parasites, who actually, for all these years, since I was a child, they have been feeding off my energy. When I got my massive awakening, people, let me tell you something. I struggled very hard to keep these people around me. I struggled very hard to keep family. I struggled very hard to keep friends. There was people that actually it was very, very painful for me to let them go. I did not want to let go of a lot of people, but at the end of the day, people, God made it a point that He does not allow me to stay around these individuals, because these are the individuals actually who were blocking my progress. They were actually blocking and stopping my evolution, my spiritual evolution. So for this matter, there is people that had to go. It was very painful and very, very, very uncomfortable. It's a lot of individuals I had known for so many years. One time I was just sitting by myself, and I would look around. I would look through my phone. I would look through my records, and all the people I had been involved with for all these years. And it became clear to me that actually most of those individuals, me being an empath, I had always attracted a lot of broken people in my circle. So I had always attracted broken individuals, and I had always attracted people with a very low vibration. Some of the people, they automatically remove themselves from my life. When you awaken, when you get the massive awakening, there is some people who are automatically, they are going to draw back from your life. They are going to actually remove themselves without you having to move a finger. They are going to remove themselves from your life. It is going to seem unbelievable. It is going to seem too good to be true when you look around you, and you're going to see almost the whole people that you used to call friends, your best friends, your most favorite relatives, brothers and sisters, parents. It is going to almost be too good to be true, that you are going to realize that all these people, they have never had, and actually they have never been of your highest good. And they have been the people actually that you were supposed to let go in the first place. It's just because when you are in the sleep status, when you are in the sleep mode, you couldn't see exactly these people. They were actually feeding off your energy. When you awaken, people, what I'm trying to say in this video, you are starting to move towards the new version of you. There's no going back, people. The older version of you has got to die out. So you have got to let the older version of you to go. By this, what I mean is that there is people, there is places, there is things that you're gonna have to let go. There is behaviors you're gonna have to let go. You're going to let go of a lot of things. You're going to have a lot of physical and spiritual decluttering in your life. You're going to declutter from people. You're going to remove toxic people from your life. Some people will remove themselves eventually, but some people you have got to manually remove them from your life. Because at the end of the day, it's about your spiritual evolution. You're starting to evolve spiritually. You're starting to grow spiritually. You're starting to move to the next level. Like I said always in my videos, you awaken, that is the first thing. The next thing you're going to do, you're going to experience is you're moving towards the best version of yourself. God does not awaken you for nothing. There is a very big, massive reason why God is awakening you, so that you can discover who you are. But first, you have got to remember, when you awaken, the next step, what is going to be the biggest discovery in your life, is you're going to discover who you are. Number one, you may discover you're an empath. Number two, you may discover you've been a different type of individual. You are going to put a name to yourself. You are going to know who exactly have you been all your life, because it's going to come clear to you. You're going to get clarity of the person you was before the awakening. And believe me, people, on whether you want to believe it or not, as soon as you get that clarity that you've always been an empath, you've always been an INFJ, ANFJ, all categories of individuals of empaths, the very moment you discover who you are, that is exactly what is going to help you to navigate life in a very much more conscious way, because you are going to, from that moment onwards, know who do you need to bring into your life, who do you need to bring closer, who do you need to associate with, who do you need to call in times of need, who is of your best interest, and who has got your best interests at heart. It is going to be clear to you who exactly do you need to be around you. Now, what you have to understand is that the older version of you is going to die out. There is nothing, you cannot do nothing about that, because that is going to happen automatically. I don't know what is your faith, but whatever your faith is, God, the angels, and whatever it is you believe in, they are going to start removing people from your life automatically. Sometimes you are going to see people actually having to expose themselves even without you moving a finger. You may just say one word, because remember, as I said, when you're ascending, you raise your vibration to some degree. So you are on a very high frequency. The more you ascend, the more your frequency alters and changes. So you're raising your vibration to some degree. And at the end of the day, there is people who are not going to resonate with that energy. So there is some people who are going to come in your presence, and at the end of the day, as much as you've been having them as friends for all the past years and all the previous times, as much as they've been in your circle, it is going to be very obvious actually that these individuals, they can no longer hold their place in your life. They can no longer be a part of you. Most of them, sometimes you're going to find them exposing themselves. So they're going to start saying very weird things, very funny things. Sometimes they're going to try to get you angry, to get you mad, to get you pissed off. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, those are the individuals who have been in your life. They're not supposed to be a part of you. When you awaken people, there's no going back. When the veil has been lifted, there's no going back. It's a one-way ticket. It's a one-way ticket forward to discover the best version of yourself. When you're discovering the best version of yourself, there has got to be people who have got to go. There will be things that have got to go, whether it's old clothes, old things, old furniture, old items you've been used to that were actually holding you back. Most of those things have got to go. If you want to know what I mean, you have got to go back to my videos and watch the video that I made that explains the decluttering process after awakening. I did a video recently about decluttering after awakening. You are going to declutter. Things have got to go. People have got to go. People, let me tell you something. It is very uncomfortable. For the most of you are going to realize that actually there is people in your family circle. They have always been narcs. They have always been toxic. They have always been feeding off your energy and taking full advantage of you. But at the end of the day, after awakening, the veil has been lifted. There's no more hiding. Everything is coming to light. The dark is coming to light, and you can now see each and everybody that has been taking advantage of you, each and everybody that is not of your highest good. They are going to be exposed. And at that point in time, people, it's going to be very painful, but you have got to let everybody go. Spiritual evolution, if you're moving to the next level, you have got to understand not everybody can come with you. There is people who are going to stay where they are because their moment of awakening hasn't yet arrived. So you have got to leave them where they are and pray for them that actually at one point God will help them to experience the switch and get their awakening. At the end of the day, do exactly what you're doing. But if not, you have got to let people where they are. You may help them sometime and tell them what they need to know. But at the end of the day, it's not your job to awaken them. You are going to give them information, tell them what they need to know. But when the switch hasn't yet happened, you cannot do nothing about that. It is not your job. You can always leave them where they are. And like I've said, in my own case, I had to let a lot of people go. It was extremely uncomfortable, people. I can tell you this. It was extremely uncomfortable. But at the end of the day, when I look back in time, when I look back in time and I see where I was in those moments and where I am today, I can see a very big, massive difference. And I can know that I've completely evolved to the person I want to be. And on that note, not forgetting that if I had decided that I was going to keep people in my life previously, the people who were actually holding me back, if I had decided that I was going to keep those people in my life, I'm not very sure that I would ascend. Ascension, people, you have got to let the dead weight go. When you're ascending to become the best you can be, the best version of you, you have got to let the dead weight go. By dead weight, you're going to see relatives, friends, best friends, even partners, friendship, marriages are going to break when you're ascending, because you are supposed to ascend as an individual. The more you ascend and raise your vibration, is the more you are going to be able to attract that person who meets that vibration. Because if you're ascending and you're trying to ascend with somebody on a very low frequency, that person is going to hold you back and they're going to stop you from ascending. So at the end of the day, you're going to end up getting stuck. You're going to end up staying in the same place, not growing, and staying the place you've been before. And in my own language, I call it going back to sleep. You might find yourself going back to sleep because you're not ascending spiritually, you're not evolving, because you're with people who don't understand spiritual growth and people who are not of your highest good. So in this video, all I wanted to say is that when you awaken people, life is not going to be the same. Things are going to move, things are going to change, and you should be able to allow yourself to go with the flow. Don't hold on to things. Do not hold on to things, people. Don't hold on to people, don't hold on to things, don't hold on to places. The places that used to identify you before the awakening, the places that actually were holding you back. You have got to let everything go so that you can now allow new energy and new vibration come into your life to raise your frequency and to become the person you came here to be. So guys, in this video, that's what I wanted to say. Let yourself be known if I'm talking to you in the comment section below. I always read your comments and always respond. Other than that, people, much love and blessings. There's more signing out. Bless.